Ever feel that pit in your stomach when you need to make small talk in English? Like when you're at a party and someone asks, "So, what do you do?" and your mind just goes blank? Friends get the wrong impression because you don't know what to say. We've been there too.
Ethan, I remember trying to explain my job at that conference in London. I ended up saying I played with computers, which is technically true, but not exactly professional.
Exactly. Small talk seems easy, but it's full of hidden traps. It's more than just, "Hello, how are you?" It's about connecting with people, making a good impression, and feeling confident.
And have you ever felt frustrated because you study grammar for hours, but then can't use it in a real conversation? I literally cried when a student told me she practiced saying, "The weather is rather inclement today," to her neighbor.
Ouch, that's a bit much. My student Steve tried using super formal language at a coffee shop, and the barista just stared at him. He wanted to ask for a caffeinated beverage instead of just saying coffee. He felt so embarrassed.
We know this feels overwhelming, like trying to climb Mount Everest with flip-flops. But trust us, with the right phrases and a little practice, you can conquer small talk and build genuine connections.
That's right. Today, we're going to equip you with easy phrases for everyday conversations that will make you sound natural, confident, and, dare I say, charming.
And we're not just going to give you a list of phrases. We'll show you how to use them, when to use them, and why they work. We'll break down the common mistakes learners make and give you step-by-step solutions.
Plus, we've got a super interactive drill to help you practice and make these phrases stick. This tip, game changer.
So grab your notebook, your favorite beverage, and get ready to level up your English small talk skills. You're not just learning, you're joining the DialogueBoost family. This isn't just about grammar. It's about finally texting your crush without panic. It's about feeling confident at networking events. It's about making friends and feeling like you belong. Ultimately, it's about opening doors to new opportunities and experiences.
Absolutely. It's about boosting your confidence and enjoying speaking English, not dreading it. No more awkward silences.
Now, let's dive into some common mistakes that English learners make when trying to engage in small talk. And trust me, we've seen them all.
Mistake number 1, overthinking the opening. People get so caught up in trying to say something clever or original that they end up saying nothing at all.
True. I had a student, David, who spent 30 minutes crafting the perfect opening line for a conference, only to have someone walk away while he was still practicing in the mirror.
The solution? Keep it simple. Stick to classic greetings like, "Hi, how are you? Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Nice to meet you."
And remember to smile. A genuine smile goes a long way in making a good first impression.
Exactly. Mistake number 2, not listening actively. Small talk is a conversation, not a monologue. You need to actually listen to what the other person is saying.
I see this all the time. Learners are so focused on what they're going to say next that they completely miss what the other person is saying.
That's the solution. Practice active listening. Use phrases like, "That's interesting. Tell me more about that. I see. Really?"
And remember to nod and make eye contact to show that you're engaged in the conversation.
Okay, mistake number 3, using overly formal language. Maria kept translating "me siento" to "I feel myself" facepalm. Using overly formal language can make you sound stiff and unnatural.
It can also create distance between you and the other person. You want to build rapport, not sound like a textbook.
That's right. Relax and use everyday language. Instead of saying, "It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance," just say, "Nice to meet you."
Instead of, "I am currently employed as a," just say, "I work as." Keep it simple and conversational.
All right, let's get into some essential phrases for daily small talk. We're going to break these down into different categories to make it easier to remember.
First step, starting a conversation. Besides the classics we mentioned earlier, here are a few more ideas. What brings you here today? Good for events or gatherings? Have you been here before? Great for restaurants or conferences? I love your item of clothing or accessory. Where did you get it? A genuine compliment can be a great icebreaker.
And here's what most learners miss. Always follow up with a related question. Don't just ask and then stand there awkwardly.
Exactly. If someone says, "I'm here for the conference," you could follow up with, "Oh, what sessions are you planning to attend?"
Next, let's talk about keeping the conversation going. These phrases are essential for avoiding those awkward silences.
One of my favorites is, "So, what do you do?" But be prepared for the answer.
This tip, game changer. Instead of just asking, "What do you do?" try asking, "What do you enjoy most about your work?" This opens up the conversation and allows the person to talk about something they're passionate about.
Great point. Other useful phrases include, "How long have you been working in that field?" "What are some of the challenges you face in your role?" "That sounds really interesting. Tell me more."
And don't be afraid to share something about yourself, too. Small talk is a two-way street.
Absolutely. If someone asks you what you do, give a brief answer and then ask them the same question.
Okay, let's move on to changing the subject. Sometimes a conversation runs its course, or you realize you have nothing in common with the other person. It's time to gracefully change the topic.
This can be tricky, but here are a few phrases that can help. Speaking of previous topic, that reminds me of a smooth transition. By the way, did you see a more direct approach? That's interesting, but I'm also curious about if you want to steer the conversation in a different direction.
Remember to be polite and respectful when changing the subject. You don't want to abruptly cut someone off.
And finally, let's talk about ending a conversation. It's important to know how to gracefully exit a conversation without being rude.
Here are some useful phrases. "It was nice talking to you. I enjoyed our conversation. I should probably go reason, but it was great meeting you. Let's connect on LinkedIn or social media."
Remember to smile and make eye contact when saying goodbye. And if you enjoyed the conversation, suggest grabbing coffee or lunch sometime.
Now let's address a common fear: navigating tricky topics. What do you do if someone brings up a controversial subject like politics or religion?
This is a great question, Ethan. The best approach is usually to politely steer the conversation in a different direction.
For example, if someone starts talking about politics, you could say, "I try to avoid talking about politics, but what do you think about current event that's less controversial?"
Or if someone asks you a personal question that you don't feel comfortable answering, you could say, "I'd rather not talk about that, but thank you for asking."
It's important to set boundaries and protect your privacy. You don't have to answer every question that someone asks you.
Exactly. And if someone is being rude or disrespectful, you have the right to end the conversation.
But slang scares me. I don't want to say something inappropriate by accident.
Let's tackle that fear together. Start by listening to native speakers. Watch movies and TV shows. Listen to podcasts. And pay attention to how people actually talk. You'll pick up on slang naturally over time. Also, when in doubt, it's always safer to use more formal language.
And don't be afraid to ask for clarification. If you hear a slang word that you don't understand, politely ask the person to explain it. Most people will be happy to help.
Just say something like, "I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that term. Could you explain what it means?"
Remember, learning a language is a journey. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's all part of the process.
Okay, let's do a quick role play to illustrate some of these phrases in action.
Sounds good. Let's pretend we're at a networking event.
Hi, I don't think we've met. I'm Emily.
Hi, Emily. I'm Ethan. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Ethan. So, what brings you here today?
I'm here for the conference. I'm hoping to learn more about topic. What about you?
Me too. I'm particularly interested in the session on related topic. Have you been to this conference before?
No, this is my first time. I'm a little overwhelmed by all the people.
I know, it can be a bit much, but everyone here is really friendly. Don't be afraid to introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm trying to be more outgoing. I work as Ethan states his job. What do you do?
That's interesting. I work as Emily states her job. What do you enjoy most about your work?
I really enjoy Ethan states his favorite part of his job. It's challenging, but also very rewarding.
That sounds fascinating. I think I'm going to grab a coffee. Would you like to join me?
Sure, I'd love that.
Great. Lead the way.
All right, it's time for our interactive drill. We're going to give you a scenario, and we want you to come up with a phrase that you could use in that situation.
Ready? Here we go.
Scenario 1. You're at a party, and you see someone standing alone. You want to start a conversation. What do you say?
Some good options would be, hi, I don't think we've met. Or, hi, are you enjoying the party?
Scenario 2. You're talking to someone, and they mention a book that you've also read. You want to show that you're engaged in the conversation. What do you say?
You could say, oh, I loved that book. What did you think of it? Or, that's one of my favorites. Did you read any other books by that author?
Scenario 3. You're at a coffee shop, and you want to compliment someone on their outfit. What do you say?
You could say, I love your item of clothing. Where did you get it? Or, that's a really cool item of clothing. It looks great on you.
Scenario 4. You're talking to someone, and the conversation is starting to die down. You want to change the subject. What do you say?
You could say, speaking of previous topic, that reminds me of, or, by the way, did you see?
Scenario 5. You need to end the conversation because you have to leave. What do you say?
You could say, it was nice talking to you. I should probably go, but it was great meeting you. Or, I enjoyed our conversation. Let's connect on LinkedIn or social media.
Pausing now. You're doing amazing. Keep practicing these phrases, and you'll be a small talk pro in no time.
Now let's talk about how you can apply these phrases in your everyday life.
Start by identifying opportunities to practice small talk. This could be at work, at school, at the grocery store, or even online.
Challenge yourself to strike up a conversation with at least one new person each day. It doesn't have to be a long conversation, just a quick exchange.
And don't be afraid to make mistakes. The more you practice, the more comfortable you'll become with small talk.
Remember, the goal is to connect with people and build relationships. Small talk is just a tool to help you achieve that goal.
Okay, for those of you who want to take your small talk skills to the next level, here are a few advanced tips.
Tip number 1. Become a good observer. Pay attention to your surroundings and look for opportunities to stir conversations based on what you see.
For example, if you're at a museum, you could comment on a piece of art that you find interesting. Or if you're at a sporting event, you could strike up a conversation with someone who's wearing the same team jersey as you.
Tip number 2. Develop your knowledge base. The more you know about a variety of topics, the easier it will be to find common ground with others.
Read books, watch documentaries, listen to podcasts, and stay up to date on current events. The more you know, the more you have to talk about.
Tip number 3. Be genuinely interested in others. People can tell when you're just going through the motions. If you want to make a real connection, you need to be genuinely curious about the other person. Ask them questions about their life, their interests, and their passions. Listen actively and show that you care about what they have to say.
Let's address a big fear. What if you get rejected? What if someone doesn't want to talk to you?
Rejection is part of life, Emily. It happens to everyone. Don't take it personally.
Exactly. Maybe the person is having a bad day, or maybe they're just not in the mood to talk. Whatever the reason, don't let it discourage you. Just brush it off and move on to the next person. There are plenty of people out there who would love to chat with you.
It's also important to be aware of cultural differences when it comes to small talk. What's considered appropriate in one culture might be considered rude in another.
For example, in some cultures, it's considered impolite to ask personal questions too early in a conversation. In other cultures, it's perfectly acceptable.
Do your research and be mindful of cultural norms when interacting with people from different backgrounds.
Building confidence takes time and practice. The more you put yourself out there, the more comfortable you'll become with small talk.
Celebrate your successes, no matter how small. Every conversation you have is a step in the right direction.
And remember, you're not alone. Everyone feels awkward sometimes. The key is to keep practicing and never give up.
Okay, let's recap the key points we covered today.
We talked about common mistakes that English learners make when engaging in small talk, such as overthinking the opening, not listening actively, and using overly formal language.
We shared essential phrases for starting a conversation, keeping the conversation going, changing the subject, and ending a conversation.
We discussed how to navigate tricky topics and avoid slang mistakes.
And we gave you some advanced tips for taking your small talk skills to the next level, such as becoming a good observer, developing your knowledge base, and being genuinely interested in others.
Now it's your turn to put these phrases into practice.
Challenge yourself to have at least one small talk conversation every day for the next week.
And be sure to share your experiences in the comments below. We'd love to hear how these phrases are working for you.
Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more English learning tips and tricks.
But wait, there's more. We have a bonus tip that will save you 10 minutes every day.
Stay tuned until the end of the video to find out what it is.
Let's use some on-screen examples.
Remember, it's all about being present and making genuine connections.
Okay, let's try a more advanced scenario.
You're at a conference and you meet someone who works in a completely different field than you. You want to find common ground and start a conversation. What do you say?
This is a tough one. You could start by asking them about their field and showing genuine interest.
Exactly. You could say something like, "That sounds really interesting. I don't know much about their field, but I'm always eager to learn. What are some of the key concepts?"
Or you could try to find a connection between your fields. For example, if you're a software engineer and they're a doctor, you could talk about the role of technology in healthcare.
The key is to be open-minded and willing to learn about new things.
I remember when I first started learning English, I was terrified of making small talk. I was so afraid of saying something wrong or embarrassing myself.
I can relate. I used to rehearse conversations in my head before going to parties.
But the more I practiced, the more confident I became. And eventually I realized that people don't expect you to be perfect. They just want you to be genuine and friendly.
Okay, are you ready for our bonus tip?
Drum roll, please.
Our bonus tip is to use voice notes to practice. Record yourself using these phrases in different scenarios. It's a low-pressure way to improve your pronunciation and fluency, and it allows you to listen back and identify areas where you can improve. This will save you 10 minutes of overthinking every day.
Game changer. I wish I had known that when I was learning English.
Remember, learning English is a marathon, not a sprint. Be patient with yourself and celebrate your progress along the way.
You've got this. We believe in you.
And don't forget to join the DialogueBoost community. We're here to support you every step of the way.
That's all for today's lesson on English for Daily Small Talk.
We hope you found it helpful and informative.
Remember to practice these phrases regularly, and you'll be making small talk like a pro in no time.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Today, you didn't just learn English, you gained freedom to connect.
Share this video with your friends who are also learning English.
And don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video.
Bye for now.